kind of advanced it where it's like it's either a blood test to check your antibodies to see if you ever had it. They also now stick the cotton swab in your mouth, which is a lot better, and just swab the back of your throat, and that's a lot more easier than sticking it up your nose and everything to see if you currently have it. You're currently traveling around, but yeah, I'm not downplaying like the actual like if you get this and this hits you hard, yeah, Godspeed, God help you.
But here's the thing, like it was a respiratory thing, and I got a little scared, like, oh my god, do I have bronchitis?
Oh,
I'm like, it felt like I'd smoked a pack of cigarettes like in an hour.
Oh, okay. Are you smoking more now because you want your lungs to be trained?
No, it's because I'm a smoker and I've been smoking for a very long time, and it's delicious.
It is, but you still gotta work them out. You know what I mean? Like, you still gotta like build up that immune system and everything like that, and not let your lungs feel comfortable at all. You gotta like surprise them. Like,
it's basically exercise.
Yes, it's exercise for your muscles. You're breathing in all the smoke, and sometimes you're telling your body, you know what? Sometimes air is bad for you.
Yeah, bitch.
And I need you to toughen up, pussy.
How long can you hold your breath? Lungs. Underwater, in the air, standing on ground, all of it.
That's why I still, babe. I'm just training my lungs, man. It's like, it's just basically in prison right now, and it's just constantly doing push-ups. That's pushing out, pushing in. That's what I want to do, because if COVID gets in there,
push it out.
My lungs, they're gonna be in their wife beater and just start beating the shit out of this guy and be like, nah, Holmes, not here, doc. Bam, bam. And then the intestines come in and then like jump them and everything, and then like my stomach gets a little bit of rumbling in there too, and then like
this sounds amazing, but like how your stomach's moving around? Don't eat for a little bit, you know? Like make sure it's an empty stomach.
It's chambers of doom. That's what I'm saying. COVID is like getting his ass kicked so much, and like it falls down and it goes to the stomach, be like, oh, I think I'm okay, and then the stomach's like, nah, vato, you're gonna get shanked, Holmes. And it's like, all of a sudden, it's like, oh shit, and it just starts running through the intestines, and it's just like, well, it's like, and then afterward, and then this big turd is like following it, and it's kind of like Indiana Jones.
Oh, a turd ball.
Yeah, turd ball, and all of a sudden, like, it's
getting deposited.
Exactly, and the turd ball is deposited and just going through the intestines and everything, and then it's like
the colon. It's in the colon.
It's in the colon, and then all of a sudden, like it sees light, and it's just like, I gotta get out of here, and it just throws out the thing. And then I shit my pants. But the point is that COVID is out of my system.
What if this thing has good grip?
Can I tell you something? That's what I think, man, dude. When I wash my hands and I know I haven't washed it for like 20 seconds, I'm just thinking, what if I get that one fucking strain that just handed?
Part of me is like, hey, man, you got me. Let's see who wins.
It's like, you think you won, man. It's like, hey, you think you won, but no, my freaking got my grip on here. Yeah. I'm gonna go find my Adrian. What's up?
So it's Sylvester Stallone.
It's Cliffhanger, Sylvester Stallone. Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Cliffhanger, the greatest grip movie of all time. So yeah, you got a good point there. But my point is that I get with the new cases and everything, and because like new testing is coming around and everything, and like the people who are actually hospitalized, because that's the number that I'm looking at. I'm looking at hospitalizations and deaths and everything. And Houston right now is starting to get more hospitalizations. So it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, maybe, like I said, all the shit from Memorial Day.
Yeah, that was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and like because we're gonna see it now and stuff like that. Spikes from there, spikes from like
Florida got 4,000 new cases in like 3 days.
Yeah, they got spikes because they're open and everything like that. But
Brazil had 900 deaths within 24 hours.
Dude, the amount of ass, man, that just died that day was fucking sad.
Robert said the exact same thing, and I was like, oh my god, that is...
Yeah, it's just they may have been like 87, but they're 87 with nice asses, though. Like, you just keep that to them. Their casket, when they're laid in an open casket, it's the bottom half, and they're facing down, and everyone just like walks by and slap them on the ass just one last time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Theo. That's a Brazilian funeral.
Kiss their hand and slap it.
Yeah, just kiss their hand and just slap them on the butt. and then wipe their face. That's what they do.
Oh, you're so cultural.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I am today. Yeah, I'm very cultural today. And stuff.
It must be the wife beater.
It must be the wife beater. It must be the fact that I got laid off. I'm getting laid off, so it's fucking great.
Welcome to the All Regerts podcast, a podcast about regrets with Omar Gonzalez and Sam Narani.
Okay, hey, what about the laid off thing?
Okay, so here's the story about what happened on Tuesday. So on Tuesday morning, it was just a normal work day. I wake up, all of a sudden I get like a Microsoft invite from my on my screen, on my calendar, and it just says, it's from my boss, and it just says discussion. That's it. Boss calls Omar on phone, and I already knew for the fact that in the few weeks prior, they were talking about cutting staff and everything like that. As soon as I saw that, I was immediately like, motherfuckers. This is it. Because it's completely out of an ordinary thing. Because anytime I have a meeting with my boss, it was always through a Zoom call, or if it was long, or actual, the length of it was weird. It was 15 minutes, the most minimal thing that you can do. And I'm just like, okay. Then he calls me and tells me, yeah, because budget cuts, projections, and everything like that, we are going to terminate your position. It's not me. It's not us. It's not personal. It is the fact that, we need to make cuts and balance our budget, because in order to, you had to get it down to zero and stuff. And you could take off all the expenses and everything like that. What are big purchases and everything we don't have, and what are things that we can, amenities we could just get rid of back in the office and stuff. But then they were like, oh, we have to cut staff and personnel because we don't think we're going to make as much money, because you have to tell the office, how much money do you think you guys are going to generate, and nobody knows and stuff. Not even the markets. There was a period in which actual financial statements and everything like that, quarterly reports, were just we have no idea if we're going to make any money in the future and stuff. We just don't know. You can't make predictions. You couldn't make predictions back in April, or back in April and March, or even early May. You couldn't make predictions and stuff like that on how much you can generate. But those reports had to be turned in.
I would have been real pissed off at your boss.
Okay. No, I'm getting to that.
No, let me tell you why you should be pissed off right now. Bitch, I'm an accountant and you're explaining to me accounting? Fuck you.
Okay. Can I tell you something?
What?
That was my reaction the entire fucking time. I see the numbers. If there's anybody that knows, and he's giving me the explanation that he would give to somebody who doesn't know how everything works. But here's the problem. I, as someone who has access to financials and projected revenues and everything like that, I know exactly how this kind of works. And cutting me may have been, quote unquote, the right decision, but and the other thing, and it's fair too, because they had to cut 6 people in total, and they had to move 2 full-time positions to part-time, and they're not hiring anymore. That's how they did it to kind of balance the budget. This is like I'm saying, it's an actual budget. I got. Having said that, what the fuck? I know that I am a valuable part of this organization. I've been here for 3.5 years. I have been busting my ass and everything like that. I've gone through bullshit in that freaking organization. And considering the fact that, okay, so you and your quote unquote leadership team, which is full of 6 white people, that's a thought that came into my head, because of UT's past and everything. A couple people that one of them may be gay or one of them may be a lesbian. And like 3 white women who are all named Karen, literally.
They kept the Karens!
Dude, we had a cap of Karens, man. It's insane.
No, they kept all the Karens?
They kept in all the Karens.
They kept multiple Karens?
They have multiple Karens.
Okay. You're going to a desert island, Omar's company. You're going to a desert island, and you could only pick 5 staff members to hang out with forever on this desert island. Who do you pick? Well, I know what I want. I want all 3 Karens to fill that up. Fucking losers.
Exactly. And that's the thing, though. Like I said, so like that kind of decided, and like, hey, we're just gonna get rid of, like, hey, we hired a couple more Latinos, so we can get rid of 1. So that's kind of like the mentality that I was in and everything like that.
Let's get rid of the old Latino and get some new, younger Latinos in.
That's so mean. But
that's what they were doing. I mean, come on, they're in college. They got their pick of co-ed in goddamn Austin. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, you should have been hotter.
Yeah, you're right. I should have been Brazilian. That was my problem. I was not Brazilian.
Your fault. That's your fault for not being Brazilian. You hang up with me, call your mom up, and be like, why can my dad be Brazilian? Why did you fuck this up for me?
Yeah, like first of all, why did you fuck a Gonzalez and not like a Santos? You know what I mean? Come on.
What? You think you're better than a Brazilian? Which is the same thing Dad's been saying. Yeah, we've been talking.
Yeah, we've been talking. Yeah. So after it was done, okay. So after that call was done and everything, I'm just sitting there, and my boss, to his credit, gave me the rest of the day off and just told me, I know you got a lot. You're gonna get a lot on your mind right now. Just don't work. I'll give you the day for free. Just don't work and stuff. And that's when I texted you, and I was sad for like about a good periodically, like every once in a while, like I was just like sitting there sad and everything, but I was just pissed. I was just like mad and upset, and then at the kind of like towards like the end of the day, dude, I just had this moment of like, okay, so let's be honest, Omar. Reflect on your time there. Now, that job was the reason why I moved to Austin. Like, I would not have moved to Austin if I did not have that job. But while I was there, did you really like it? Did you enjoy being there? Did it make you happy at all? Because there were like various times in which I would be there, be hanging out and like acting like, well, maybe I got nothing to do for like months on end. And before my current boss got there, I had like 2 other bosses that were not like the best bosses towards me. My first one was a CPA, and he was kind of like weird all the time, and he had like strange vendettas that he wanted me to do with my accounting. He hated the marketing team like amazingly. He just hated the fact that they had a budget.
So bad at giving you their shit on time, man.
Exactly, and it's more like they do the same marketing that we do. We're just like, just pay a Facebook ad. Eventually we'll get hits. And
oh, look at scam.
Oh, great! Yeah, it's a great scam. It's cost me a couple $100.
I use Hootsuite, so I'm a great marketing editor.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We've gotten a dozen of fans, and all it cost me was like $300. But we got like a couple followers. So
thank you.
Hey, thank you guys. You guys wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me.
And hey, if you guys want to like just spot us back, we'll set up a Venmo.
Yeah, set up a Venmo. Word of mouth happens all the time.
Like while you're blowing someone, quote our words.
So, my second boss was a lesbian, but she made Mexican jokes, and were kind of cringeworthy, uncomfortable. White woman making like Latino Mexican border jokes and everything, and just thinking like, oh, I'm a minority too. We can shit on each other. Like,
see, that's what I don't get. It's like you have been a minority to a point where somebody's doing what you're doing right now. How do you not make that connection? You know what I mean?
I get what you mean, but my thing is that I am always weary about white gays and white lesbians, like thinking that they can.
They still have like an Karen-y kind of energy.
Yeah,
to
they
them.
still have Karen in them, and
Yeah,
I'm always kind of like weary and conscious of that because it could be have like an LBGT community like job or like an event and everything, and it could be like everybody's like all white, but they could call it diverse because we have like different types of sexualities here, and it's more like. But the problem with us is that we tend to think about what's happening to our particular group only, and that's the problem.
None of us is part of just one group. You can come from privilege and be part of a different community. You know, like privileged LGBTQ, poverty LGBTQ. You're still overlapping different communities. And then you get further into race and gender identification and whatever else. Like, there's so many fucking categories for everybody. There's so many that overlap. So I don't get how you can only stick to one, because you're never just the one. That's just a piece of you.
No, and it's never gonna be like just the one. Yeah, issues that, like I said, I think it's just that people end up like becoming just one because they're just like if it doesn't really affect me and I don't see it personally that often, like I'm gonna find that true. And also, I would rather people be straight up racist with me than than pretend and everything. And it kind of goes back to like my previous boss and stuff like that, making Latino jokes to me, which is like.
Yeah, I just don't like Mexicans, Omar. Sorry, like that.
Kind of. It's just like that, where it's like, okay, then that's in my book. It's like you don't like me. You're making these jokes, thinking that I'm okay with it, but I'm not.
But why wouldn't you tell her? Hey,
I did.
This is bullshit.
I told her like it's kind of like it's a little like weird and everything like that. You're making those jokes and stuff. And she's like, it's okay. I'm lesbian. I can, and I don't. But. I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable with that.
Dude,
and stuff.
I have told people I'm brown. I can't be racist, and that's horseshit. You could totally be racist no matter
I could be racist too, and
yeah,
I could be racist, homophobic. I could be any of those.
You could have prejudices despite being something else that other people have prejudice against.
But here's the thing, though. I do appreciate those people that wave that Confederate flag and everything like that, because it just tells me you're telling me exactly who you are. You're telling me your truth, and I'm accepting. That's kind of what I want. I want people to be as completely as honest of who they are as possible. So, and that gives me a better warning to be like, okay, this group is racist. Don't like I said, don't associate with them. It allows me to have the proper prejudices and everything. Like I saw this one video of like this guy going to this black family's house to do a contractor's job, and in the back of their seat, they're waving the Confederate flag. As soon as the wife saw this in the house, she went out with her husband and told the contractor, you know what? I think I understand you believe what you believe. That is you. But I, having saw what you believe in, do not want your services here anymore. So you could leave now. Please, we're not going to request your services. And it's like, good.
I can see that, but I think your boss defending herself with, I can't be racist, I'm a lesbian, is the exact same thing as waving a Confederate flag around. So they're still not straight up saying I'm a racist.
And I would prefer them just saying straight up that I'm a racist and stuff. And that is like the thing that I personally would prefer and want. So we had, like I said, we had that person like for a while. So like all this time I'm there, like I'm feeling like super uncomfortable. Like they don't like, do they really want me? Do they not want me? And granted, like one of the main reasons like I stayed is because like, okay, I could do the job. I'm getting paid enough money. I get my office. I can like, I can work on my stand up. like writing and stuff like that on my off time, or just look at videos or do whatever the fuck I want on the internet and stuff. But am I happy? No.
I feel pointless here. Yeah, that's why office jobs suck. That's what they feel like.
Well, it's just that like it is. I honestly think every job should not be a 40-hour-a-week job. It should just more like give me tasks and let me do what I'm done, and then I could just leave. I feel like somebody who's like on retainer for like a while, and then I have to justify my work instead of being like, okay, I could just be on multiple, like, I could just have like multiple retainers and just do jobs as much as I can, and then like,
how about you just pay me for when you need me?
Exactly, and like that'd be perfect. That's why I do love the working from home thing, because it's just more like, okay, if I'm not doing this, I'm gonna be working on something else,
right?
And everything like that, editing this podcast or like just hang everything. But then I got my new boss, and my new boss was like the one that fired me. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed working with him and everything, and I was learning a lot from him and everything. And
oh, good.
We got through everything, but again, like I said, apparently it wasn't good enough for me to survive the fact that we had to make Corona bunch of cutbacks. And ultimately, like I said, I still wasn't having that same fulfillment or anything like that. So like I said, I was having all these thoughts and everything as I was like that Tuesday and like that Wednesday. And then like, I'm sorry, I got fired on a Wednesday. I'm sorry. But like, I talked to my therapist the next day on Thursday, and I was just more like, me being let go. And the terms of the let go was that I didn't get laid off right away because I was a classified employee. They give you a notice of 65 days. To 60 to 65 days.
That's a pretty big heads up.
Exactly. That's a big heads up where it's just like, okay, because it's an elimination of a position, not a straight up, we're getting rid of you.
Yeah.
Get rid of you and to hire somebody else. They have to, if you're eliminating a position, you have to give the person time so they can get a new position and everything. Yeah. So I was talking to my therapist, and she said, like, yeah, she said, you come over here all the time and you talk about like how much you're not feeling satisfied in this position and everything that you want, and that you've been wanting like a new change, something for yourself. I ultimately, Sam, them firing me, this was like 30 minutes in after I did a whole cuss word. I was just getting on my anger. I was like, you fucking assholes! You'll never remind us this, you piece of shit!
Emotionally doing your punching bag.
Yeah, 100%. I was just like getting mad. My arms were waving around like crazy, telling everyone to go suck my dick and stuff. But then here's the thing though. I thought about it. I had been working at a discount for 3.5 years at that position. I'm like, you know what? I've been talking about how I deserve better, how I added value to the team, and how I should be paid a fair, adequate wage. I ultimately decided, you know what? This is the best thing that ever happened to me, because this allows me to pursue kind of like what I really want to. And it ultimately led to one of my biggest regrets I ever had, which was not officially passing the CPA exam and studying and like dedicating extreme time to it. That's been a monkey that's been on my back ever since I graduated.
What took you so long to get?
Well, because it's hard. It's a fucking hard ass test and stuff.
Wait, so it was just like, it's hard, so I don't want to deal with it right now?
It's because before I moved here and before I did stand up, I was like focusing on the test, everything like that. So and I was working at a full-time job elsewhere, like doing like the whole like extremely like hard studying and everything like that. And I put time and effort into it. And the 6 months before when I got here, that was all I was doing at night, which was just staying at my work, like doing all the work that I do, and then like staying at night studying for this test and everything. And I took the test like I took one part of the test, and just to show you guys kind of like how much it's because the CPA has 4 parts to a test, and there's a time period in which you have to pass it, and this doesn't start until you pass your first part of the exam, and then afterwards you have to pass the other 3 in about 18 months. Just to give you an idea about like how much materials you have to sign, this right here is, I'm not sure if it was scrolling on the screen, is a very thick, super thick book, and this is all the shit I gotta fucking study.
Hey, put the cover of the book directly in front of your chest.
There you go.
Yeah, because it's part of you now.
It's part of me now and everything. This is just one part, and this is how thick it is.
I
and
don't
everything.
like that. That's
No.
many inches.
And the test is like 4 hours long, 4.5 hours long. But you know, like I said, once you pass it one time, you have the CPA license. And I was talking to my boss, like not too long beforehand, because we're not doing stand up or anything like that. I have like time at night.
Yeah. What else you got going on?
Well, as I'm saying, I wanted to like say, hey, maybe I should get back into this. And my therapist, the longest time I was here, she said, I like the fact you're doing stand up. I like the fact you're doing something. I appreciate it. But you have this. You're talking a lot about your job and how much you don't like it. You have this freedom that you can get is if you get this test, you pass this test. That means you have a license. That means you have a golden ticket to go work anywhere that you want. And eventually, you could probably just open up your own practice and set your own rules to exactly how much you want to earn, exactly who people you want to help and everything, and
work from home and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I don't even have to have an office and stuff like that. Here's the thing about that Corona has taught us, if anything, we don't need offices anymore. There's no need for an office. Working from home, people are just giving just as much efficiency there. It's basically, if you're a company, you're thinking, why are we spending money on rent and utilities when we could just, they can pay for it themselves.
They can pay for it themselves, and we don't even have to give them a fucking raise. Like, it's that great. For the past week and a half and everything, maybe like a little bit longer, have been dedicating my time to this thing. And now that I don't get a severance package, but these 60 days are kind of like my severance package. They're more like, we're gonna have you work as minimally as possible, but really just do whatever the fuck you want. We don't even care. This stuff. You're waiting until you're officially out of a job.
Okay, so you basically have 65 days to collect a paycheck and go figure out your next step.
Yeah, pretty much. And then my thing is that, and my plan that I seek, there's a plan where it's like I could jump to another job if I want to super quickly right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could be like, you know what? I'm going to take that entire 65 days, do as much testing as possible. By the 10, I'll take a crack at this first test, and then I'll be studying the second test while I'm there. Fingers crossed that the extended benefits extend past to the end of the year. Throughout that time, just take care of the test. Make sure that'll be my job. To the point where and then by the time it's like December, I'll already have my license, and then I can just go back to being like Omar. I could just go get a new job super quickly and just be like, hey, Omar. And then afterwards, it could be like, I can dedicate all my mornings and afternoons to work, and then at night, I could do stand-up free of charge, free of anything like that.
Like, it'd be kind of cool, because I think if you work on it now, then by the time some sense of normalcy starts back up, and mics and stuff are open again, it's like, I'm in a good path right now to just jump into this other thing I like doing.
And that's why I'm super happy, because this was the kick that I needed to get out of these golden handcuffs.
Yeah.
I was thinking a lot about what Lando was saying in the last episode. Because I used to have that feeling. I still have that feeling when I'm doing the accounting. I understood what he meant. Where it's just you're doing that labor or that thing that you love that is challenging you, and you feel this blissness that's on there. When I did accounting, and when I was made to feel important, and I saw what I was building up to, I was just like, okay, I enjoyed going to work. There were times in which you were disgusted when I was saying that I was enjoying going to work.
I hated my job so much. I cried on my way to work half the time because I was like, I don't want to do this. God damn, why am I doing this?
When I had purpose, when I had motivations, and when I saw what was in the end of the road, when I was building something, I was super happy to go to work. I was driving with a smile on my face and everything. I was just more like, no, guys, I can't do the third rail of coke. I gotta go home, get some rest, then I can go into the office early and like do my work. Like I enjoy this. But the problem is that like I still have to feel appreciated. I have to work it for the right reasons. I can't I'm an artist too. My accounting thing and the way that I build structure and everything is my art and stuff, and I get to express it that way, and I thoroughly enjoy that. But if I could do it with this thing, that means I have credibility. That means I can go to any firm and work for them, and then eventually get out there and do my own, ultimately just do my own thing and stuff. And it's a fucking great ass feeling, and it's just like that. I see that future part of it, and I'm like motivated so much for that. That's why I'm dedicating my time to this area.
Thank you for listening to the All Regerts podcast with Sam Narani and Omar Gonzalez. Remember this, just because you have regrets doesn't mean you cannot live life as if you have no regrets. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful night. Goodbye.
Also, I want to stick to those fuckers that fired me. That too. I want nothing more than to be like, hey, fuckwads, you got rid of me. I was working at a discount. You want me back? Price just went up a lot.
This is a podcast about revenge.
And you can't afford me. So, fuck them. And that's my mentality right now. And my whole thing is just like to prove them wrong. And that's for like anything. That's like my motivation in life and stuff like that. Like I'm always out there just trying to like, I'm good. I deserve to be here. I am great and everything. And I will prove to you that you made a mistake. And I'm going to do that by improving myself so much and everything on this. And while I'm doing this, I'm still going to be doing keto and like working out and everything like that too. So, and you know what I'm also going to prove? I'm going to prove that this fucking podcast is going to get goddamn big. That's me. Because by the way, we're still doing episodes every fucking Tuesday and Thursday. All right? And it's all regrets. It's not all regrets, you fucks. All right? Say our goddamn name right.
Who are you yelling at right now?
Anybody that introduced me that's saying the wrong fucking name. Hey, it's All Regerts Pod. Send your problems to our shit. All right? Send it to our Gmail account, allregertspod@gmail.com, and tell us your fucking problems. And you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna solve them, and we're gonna make fun of them. That's what we're gonna do.
Them? Oh,
no, not really.
Oh,
but
that's so much. That's too much. I can't emotionally commit to that. I got really anxious when he said that.
Yeah, you're right. We're just gonna make fun of them. That's all we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're gonna comment on it. Solve it. Kids have our own damn problems.
And while I'm at it, so all of that